All right, welcome to my video. I'm going to kind of give you a little bit more details about who I am, but for the time being, my name is Stephen Shear. I am the factor driver, and I will give you some details of my kind of life story, how I started with Uber, and why you might want to consider giving Uber a try. If you're new here, do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and I will leave my number and my email. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. And I look forward to helping you guys out, maybe doing a video on it to help other Uber drivers out, not just you, but others as well, trying to figure out navigation and all the things about Uber that you might have wondered about. So I help you, I give you tips and tricks on how to really make some good money driving for Uber. My website, factordriver.com. You can go there and check out some of the other videos and articles that I have up. You can sign up for the class, as you can see on my left there. You can hit the Start Now button. I do a course and I help Uber drivers out. And also you can sign up for Uber right there on the gray button right on the right of me. You can sign up for Uber. And also right underneath me, as you can see, free ride. So $5 off your first Uber ride. Kind of a little bit about me. Like I said, my name is Stephen Shear. I live in the Western New York area, kind of Buffalo, New York area. And that's where I drive. I started as an Uber X. I still am an Uber X driver. So I've been driving Uber for 2 years. That's as long as we've had it in this area. So I started as soon as we got it. A little bit about that. I kind of was driving a little bit before then. I just wasn't Uber. It was my buddy needs a ride home from work. So I was giving people rides, making a little bit of money. Uber wasn't here, but a lot of people appreciated the fact that I could give them a ride, get them from point A to point B. That was from work to where they lived. And so I was kind of doing this already for several years before we even had Uber, and liking it quite a bit. And I would put it in my GPS system, and it would take me to where I needed to go, and then I would drop them off and head for home. Sometimes they would give me some cash, or else they would give me some food or something like that. So I really saw Uber here as probably one of the best things that needed. So I was kind of looking online, trying to figure out what can I do to make some extra money. I went on YouTube, try to figure out something that I could do that would actually pay me money. When I saw Uber, I said, you know what, that might be something I might consider. So that's what I did. I decided to download the app. So I downloaded the app, and to find out it's not available. I said, oh man, I really wanted to give Uber a try. So I had the app downloaded, and then soon after, maybe a couple weeks after, they said Uber is now available. I said, sweet. So I gave it, put in my details, put in my information, and I decided to give this thing a try, whether I was going to make some good money or not. And if not, I made some money, but probably not as much money as I was hoping for. So as I gave it a try, I worked as many hours as I can to give this thing a try to see if it was going to be worth it or not. And I found that I made some really good money, around $700 in 1 week. And of course, the next week I only made $3.66. I did one trip, short trip. So if that first week was a $3.66, I would have said this is a bunch of crap. I'm not going to make any money with Uber, so I probably would have gave up. But seeing that I made $700, I decided, you know what? I can definitely learn more and continue to drive and make probably pretty decent money. And so that's kind of what I decided to do, was continue to drive, learn the tips and tricks that I needed to know, and start driving and making some real good money compared to my other job. And I did get to the point after a couple years of driving where I decided, you know what? I'm making more money than I am driving than at my other job. So I decided, you know what? I think it's about time I quit my job and I go full time as an Uber driver. Now, if you are thinking about it and you want to go full time as an Uber driver, just be careful. Make sure that you have done your research. Make sure that you have driven enough to consider that, and you know places where to go, that kind of thing, before you say, yep, I think I'm going to quit my other job. Because if you quit too early, you might get yourself into trouble. And I'll do a video of information of who you are that you might want to consider full-time job. Now, you might not have a choice. But if you don't have a choice, I would strongly urge you to take a course, take a class, because you might learn quite a bit of where to go, when to go, or maybe even find somebody in your city that's doing fantastic, where you're like, you know what, I need your help. And I'm sure that Uber drivers all around you will be willing to help you out to make that money, because I know some of you are doing it full time and you're like, I cannot seem to make the money. You might have to change the time that you go out on Uber, the time you drive, to make the best time on the road. So you might change your times that you're going out. You might have to change the places that you're going to. You want to pick the busiest places. You want to pick the best places. You want to have a time and schedule. You want to learn where people are going to be at. Listen, pay attention to the riders that get in your car on a daily basis. They might even tell you where exactly you need to drive. So, and I was learned quite a bit from riders, but I also learned quite a bit from drivers on YouTube. So I kind of want to give a shout out, if I could, to some of those drivers that continue to make videos, and some that have actually moved on, continued doing and pursuing a thing that they love. So, which is fantastic. It's an opportunity to start a business or think about what else you want to do besides drive for Uber. I want to get a shout out to Simple Driver. I know you don't longer drive for Uber, but I'll have to tell you that I learned quite a bit from watching your videos. Very good, helpful stuff. I want to thank you for Rideshare Professor. You got some good stuff too, very professional, and I definitely like your professionalism, and the things you share are very, very good. So I definitely like the videos that you have been coming out with. Rideshare Peterson, you're kind of a new guy that I came across, but some good stuff there as well. Uber Select, Uber Black, Uber Lux, you're kind of the guy to go to. Now I just drive Uber X, and you also got some good advice on cars. I actually drive now a Nissan Altima SL. So it's a very 2013. So it's a very nice car. It's loaded with pretty much every feature that you could ever imagine or want in a vehicle, such as the Nissan. It's got leather seats, heated steering wheel, backup camera, Bluetooth, XM radio, Just some really nice features that I really appreciate about this vehicle. I like it a lot. Bose speakers as well. I've never thought about a Nissan. Before that, I was driving a Chevy Malibu. And before that, I was driving a Chevy Cobalt. Chevy Cobalt was definitely a small vehicle. I definitely needed to move up in size. And Chevy Malibu was kind of nice, but it didn't have that backup camera. So when I moved to the Nissan Altima, it kind of really had everything I wanted. The only downfall to this vehicle is there's not a lot of room in the back, but you know, definitely use what you have for now if you're thinking about becoming an Uber driver. And then as you progress, as you get better at it, consider maybe getting a different vehicle depending on what kind of drives you want to do. And different services within within Uber. There's Uber X, which is what I drive for. Uber XL, which is a little bit bigger vehicle. Now, all these vehicles need to have 4 doors. So, and there is Uber Black, Uber Lux. So, in Uber Select, these are more higher end vehicles, which people will pay more for this particular service. And we don't have it available here because there just really isn't enough demand for it. But when there is, hopefully I can maybe try out some of those services where I can make some decent money. All right, I want to give a shout out to a couple other drivers as well that's doing some videos. I want to give a shout out to Uber Harry Campbell. You got definitely some good stuff. I've been learning stuff from you. Mark from Uber Hints, I like some of the stuff that you've been coming out with as well. I've been watching some of your videos. And Rideshare Revolutionary with the beard. You got some good videos too. I look forward to watching and getting some advice for what's going to be happening in probably all the cities around us in regards to surge pricing. Now we still have surge pricing, which the regular surge, but I know surge pricing, the flat fee will be definitely different. And look forward to continue watching some of your videos to see what we can do, tips and tricks to continue making that money. All right, so my name is Stephen Shear. You learned a little bit about me. And by the way, the other couple of reasons why I drive is, one thing, when I first started, I made sure I got a car wash. Before I started Uber, I made sure my car was clean. I got the oil change, and I was going to give this thing a go. And I was ready to put in as many hours as I can. And it looks like I put in 97 hours. I know that's not accurate because I probably forgot a lot of times, especially when I first started, to turn off the app. I kept it on. And so I would sometimes turn it on when I was at home. Not something I would recommend unless you live close to a lot of business. You know, I'd turn it on and, you know, wait till a ping, and then I would go out in my car, turn it on, and go drive. Probably not the best thing for you because your car is going to be either really hot or really cold depending on where you live. And by the time you get there, the rider probably not going to be very happy that your car is cold or hot. So definitely not something that I recommend now. But for the time being, I was new at it, so I just wanted to really give it a try and really learn the ropes of doing it. There's probably a better way to learn, and that's to take a course, a class that I teach. And there's plenty of other courses out there that you can go and learn the tips and tricks of what Uber drivers are doing to really maximize their income and their time on the road, because there really is money driving for Uber. So also a couple other things, fun, exciting stuff about Uber is you can get tips, which is great, not only through the app now, but also you can get tips from people, cash money. And I've seen anywhere between $20 before. So, and I remember taking 2 people home, and I got $40 for that trip. Cash tip, not including what I got paid for that particular trip. And so there's definitely money, and several items that I've returned, I've received $20 for returning them. So there's definitely a lot of different ways that maybe you guys have not even considered about, being tips and things like that that you can get from riders, helping them out, get from point A, picking up from point A, and getting them safely to point B. That's really what it's all about. Now there's a few things that I recommend, and we will be looking at those things that you might want to consider adding to your business to make things run a little bit smoother. And maybe some of these things will help you continue to drive for Uber. Tips and tricks to keep your ratings good, because you don't want to get kicked off of the Uber app because your ratings have gone too low. So not something that you want to be messing around with. And definitely obey some of the rules and regulations that are put up by Uber. And I look forward to sharing you about all those kind of details. In the bottom, I'll leave links and descriptions and things like that, just to help you, give you some ideas. If you have not signed up and you're thinking about signing up for Uber, now is the time to do that. Give it a try, give it a go. And you might be surprised at how much money you can make, depending on your city, anywhere between $25 and $30 an hour. I don't know about you, but that's above the average. And as you learn, definitely subscribe to my channel. I definitely give you a lot of tips and tricks. Maybe you're brand new to Uber. Maybe you've been Ubering for a long time. Maybe you're thinking about becoming an Uber driver. Now is the time to do that. Subscribe and learn a bunch of tips and tricks. I give you the ins and outs of what I do on a daily basis to help you guys really make that money that you deserve, and that money that you would like to do whatever you would. If you're starting a business, maybe you just need to pay off some debts. Maybe you need to save some money. Maybe you're just retired and you just want to meet people. There's so many different reasons why you might want to consider driving for Uber. It gives me a reason to clean my car, because trust me, as a single guy, I really have no reason to clean my car. But now that I drive for Uber, you better believe it, my car is clean. Okay, maybe not all the time, but I definitely put it through the car wash, and I definitely vacuum it more often than I would ever do that before. So in driving for Uber, you can drive whenever, but obviously we want to pick the best times to drive so that we're not driving and not making any money. That would not be a good thing. And for those that have been driving for a long time and still don't know the ins and outs, maybe it's time for you to take a course. Click to start now on my website. I'll leave links in the description of all this kind of information in the description below. My website is factordriver.com. And right underneath me is that free button. I will also leave a link in the description below. So you can get all these kind of goodies and maybe some things that you really want your answers to questions about. I'll leave my phone number. You can text me, call me, and also leave my email in the link to the description below. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me, get a hold of me, and I'll do the best to get back to you and give you some tips and tricks if that's what you're looking for, or maybe you just need some guidance on what to do. Maybe you need help signing up, or things that I can do to help you out. So thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and like and subscribe, all that good stuff, so you can learn more about what's going on in the land of Uber. Thank you very much. Bye.